that situation. Yeah, so what he asked for his baby mama to get an abortion. That's fine. You know?
Yeah, pressured her, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, now we know 100% he's never coming to the Patriots.
No, never. Well, maybe. Who knows?
No, Bob Kraft would never anything like that. Nope.
Thunder wouldn't like that.
No, exactly.
Robert, how are you tonight?
Doing well yourself?
Good. Richard? No Richard tonight. He's out in Vegas, Sin City on some work trip. So it's just me and you tonight.
If you're a young Filipino boy in Las Vegas, watch out.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of money, and don't tell Ingrid. But anyways, Bobby, I just want to start off this cold open with school vacation week is the fucking worst. Why these kids get so many goddamn vacation days is beyond me. I fucking hate it because you got to coddle them. You got to fucking do shit with them. So you're spending an arm and a leg traveling around this fucking state or region to do shit with your children. It's just bullshit. Teachers have it so made they don't even understand. I would sit into a class in probably in the worst school district right now, just so I know that I have every month I have a fucking week's vacation or not. I have a teacher workshop day where we workshop shit. It's just such bullshit. I'm fucking sick of it. Sick of it, Bobby.
Consider a career change and become a teacher. I could see you molding young minds.
Like Fulton? You think I could do with Mr. Fulton?
Oh, yeah. You definitely give off PE teacher vibes.
Fuck yeah.
And then teach health class. That'd be great. You get to see, you could see pictures of penises and vaginas and teach young children about those things.
I remember
a lot of time off.
I remember Mr. Cast, 7th grade, we were in health class and he made us all write down swear words that just so we were all comfortable, he was going to read them out loud. And I remember Bill Gately fucking put cunt up there. I didn't know what it was back in 7th grade. And he refused to say, he's like, I'm not saying that. I just can't. He just fucking erased it. And that was when I first got introduced to the word cunt. It was in 7th grade because of Bill.
That wasn't I don't remember that as a swear word that we were into in high school.
Oh, no, man. No, I think it was out of high school. It was definitely out of high school. When it became big into my vocabulary. It was a word that we knew, but it wasn't like a go-to. Yeah.
Well, Bobby, the tradition, traditional.
Yeah, just the fuck.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah.
That stuff.
Big four.
The big four. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Bobby. Let's throw it over to some opening takes, and I'll go first because it was part of school vacation week. I took my kids to the Basketball Hall of Fame yesterday. What a fucking dump! If you're gonna be in a Hall of Fame, don't be in a fucking strip mall. Make it a little bit more prestigious, like a building of your own, not across from a fucking casino either in the slums of Springfield, Massachusetts. I was totally disappointed. No lie, $69 to get in. Nice. And it took me 2 hours and 20 minutes, probably 2 hours and 30 minutes because my daughter puked in my car on the ride down. So it took me 2 hours and 30 minutes to get there. I spent probably max hour there. In and out, 3 floors, in and out, nothing really to see. Kids were kind of impressed, but I was like, this is fucking bullshit. So tonight, I think we're going to start the trend of starting to fix sports, and we're going to start with the Hall of Fame tonight. That is my opening take. We'll get into it much more later on in the show. But Bobby, what is your opening take?
Well, my opening take is thank God that there's an adult in the room for the New England Patriots. It appears at least somebody was able to get up there and put together a coherent sentence about football. Elliot Wolf, at least he sounds like he knows what he's doing, was confident in himself enough to just discuss basic principles about football and things that he would like to do. And then Gerard Mayo spoke once again and didn't say anything.
Well, because
he's a bum.
Because he got in trouble for speaking out of turn.
Yeah, he did. He was corrected.
Yeah, he was corrected. You can't be saying you're going to spend all this money because Mr. Kraft says, nay, we ain't spending shit. We got a lighthouse to pay for.
He should have never done that. He should have. If he already admits that he's misspeaking, then now every time he says anything, what's he going to have to double talk about? The media is going to be all over him for that. He should have never.
No, he's going to have an earpiece every time he goes to the stage now and make sure. And Kraft's going to be in the other room with the radio saying, you don't talk about money because we're not spending. You don't talk about drafting players because we're not going to probably draft that player that everyone wants. So just shut your fucking mouth and let us do our job.
Yeah. Even if he did and they'd said something, if anything, if he was asked about it, he could have been like, yeah, I was a little excited that day. Just something like that. Never even, don't say you misspoke. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, who cares? We will be talking about that later on in the show. And for the rundown today, we are talking the Celtics and Jayson Tatum get it. I'll dive deep into that later with our first segment tonight. And then we talk about the Patriots at the draft combine. Simple Mind fixes the Hall of Fame, not saves it, but fixes the Hall of Fame. This or That with Bot Pod, and Simplest Minds of the Week. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. I think we got some people in here watching right now, so thank you. We look good. Rich isn't here. And today is a leap day, so happy leap day, February 29th. Let's start the show. All right, Bobby, let's dive into it. And I highlighted the segment called the Celtics and Jayson Tatum get it. Why? I don't know if you watched the game against the 76ers the other night, but media saying it, your boy Joe Mazzulla saying it, it was their best game of the season. And why? Because they were shooting the threes. It wasn't going down. So what do? They drove and they were taking 2-point shots. Something they haven't done all year. When it's cold, they stop. They just keep going. They keep shooting that three. Last game against the 76ers, it wasn't happening. They went into a new type of offense, started driving to the hole. Jaylen Brown probably played one of his best games of the season. So, Bobby, I ask you, is this a one-and-done thing, or is this going to be the motto for the rest of the season? Like, let's not do the live and die by three anymore.
I don't know what to make of it, to be quite frank. It could be something as simple as Joel Embiid wasn't there, so the logical thing to do would be go where he ain't, go right up the gut. I mean, the Sixers are basically their philosophy that game was let Maxey do whatever he want, and the rest of the team blows. And he dropped like 30-something points, and then they won the game going away. The whole thing with Mazzulla Ball is to take the open shot. And whatever it is that they do, they shoot the majority of threes, 30-something threes a game, something like that. This game, they shot like 20. So I don't know if he had made that specific point to do it. It seems like Mazzulla has a little bit of a spiteful cunt in him with this whole Perkins ordeal, that he's gone back and like blatantly trolled him back and forth about it. It's like, is he actually setting up a post game just to spite Kendrick Perkins? Is that possible?
As we know, that Mazzulla is a spiteful human being, so this could be in the playbook for him to say, all right, you guys don't think I can change my philosophy? Watch this. Hold my beer. Hold my clipboard. Watch this, boys.
That would personally offend me, because I believe I am the original person in the sports media to begin criticizing Joe Mazzulla. And if he's coming after anybody, it should be me, not Perkins. So you're welcome, Perkins.
Yeah, I mean, it's just probably because Perkins is on TV every day. You're not there yet.
Bullshit.
Soon.
I was first. I was first.
You were first. You were the first person I knew that hated Joe Mazzulla as much as anyone else in Celtics Nation. You love the Celtics, just hate Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah. But I don't know. If anything, to me, it almost just seemed like the players are like, fuck it. Like, why are we doing this? Let's just we could do whatever we want. Let's just go fucking dunk.
No, I agree with what you said, though. Embiid's out, so there's a big presence missing in the middle of the floor with Embiid not there. Obviously, if the three's not working, you're going to drive. But now, the next 5 games, that's not going to be the case, because now you got the Mavericks, you got Golden State, you got the Cavs, you got the Nuggets, and then you got the Suns. Celtics are on a 9-game winning streak. They're trying to go for 10 tomorrow night against the Mavericks. What do you think this run's going to look like after 5 games? And what would be the most disappointing outcome for you?
So in this whole win streak, I think for me, the most impressive thing has been how they come out in the second half. I think traditionally they come out in the third quarter and get blown off the floor usually because they don't make any adjustments. And that hasn't been happening. They've actually come out and established play in the third quarter, usually winning the third quarters. And then they just kind of maintain control to kind of salt out the game. For me, that's really been the biggest takeaway of it. Not really that they're playing a different style of basketball. That was just really a 1-game sample. But that how they've finished games almost like they've learned to win. I won't say that they have, but it appears more like that. So for me, it would be to show to continue that trend that they're playing 4 quarters. Whether if they go 3-2, 4-1, whatever it is, individual games won't matter, but they're big teams, so you want to play a good show. But it's just to really continue that trend of looking like they're not wilting down the stretch of the game.
Yeah, like you said though, 3-2 I think would be disappointing. I mean, you're going up.
You don't want to do that. You don't.
You
But
don't.
I don't know. Like the road splits, are they all on the road? Is the travel? That
There's
stuff
some travel
matters.
there, but I'm just saying, like you're playing some of the top echelon teams, like the Nuggets are the defending champs. You're playing.
I want to see him beat the Nuggets.
I want to
They
see them
lost
beat the
to them
Nuggets.
last
I
game.
want to see them fucking get the monkey off their back, beat Golden State. That's a big one. Cavs are the second place in the East right now, right behind you. You need to beat that. That's another statement game. You don't want to lose to the Mavericks. You don't want to lose to the Suns. Those guys are in the middle of the pack in the West. You want to be able to take control. 4-1 would be great because maybe one of these is a back-to-back game. So you take the foot off the brakes. You are off the gas. You pump the brakes a little bit. You get some rest days in there, but 4-1 is something I want this team to do in this next 5. 5-0 would be awesome. 3-2 I think would be a huge, huge disappointment if they go 3-2 in this 5 games run.
Specifically, those the Nuggets and Cavs games, because obviously the Cavs are going to be their direct competition. If it was right now and those teams went out, that's your Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals, and obviously the Nuggets, they're the defending champions, so you want to measure, and They kind of had a dud in that last game. Post All-Star break, Celtics look good. They do. I'll give them their flowers here, but they just have to keep it up. I don't know what it is. If there was a change in philosophy, if some of these minutes that they've given some of these new guys, posted with the Tillman trade, if that's working out. But so far, so good. But really, for me, it's really all about that second half performance. Before they just come out in the third quarter and the other team made an adjustment, and they were just still doing the same shit.
I think I know what the turn of events was for the second half of the season, Bobby. It's Jayson Tatum. I think Jayson Tatum now is the best player in the league because that was you, Bobby. That was all you. Jayson Tatum came out after All-Star Weekend saying that he is the best player in the league. His words, not mine, but Jayson Tatum is playing his best basketball. You think the disrespect he's getting for MVP voters is driving him to this next gear of his game right now, Bobby?
I mean, I've always thought that Tatum doesn't get as much credit in publicity for the game that he's had. I think I've said that before. Maybe. I don't know if that's false bravado on his part. He's never been that sort of a guy where to make those sort of statements and have that sort of like confidence. It's something that he needs. And if he's developing, that's a good thing. Maybe Joe Mazzulla's soccer references are really helping him with that to really bring that out of him. But he needs it. He has to develop it. He has to just be a man. I mean, kids don't win NBA championships. That's proven. It takes, grown men when they're in their late 20s. That's when they do it. And he's really about to approach that time. He's the guy. And Porzingis has to be his number 2. And maybe Jaylen Brown can do something.
Do you like it though? Do you like that he came out in the media and said that he?
Yes,
feels
no,
like
100%. That's what I mean. His nuts have to drop at some point. The aw shucks, I'm happy to be here. I got my kid with me. That sort of thing. Like, it's played for a while. He's great. He's a good player. He's fun to watch. But like, one thing that's clear is that he really could be that guy if he wanted to be. It appears that he puts in the time. Clearly takes care of himself. So he's just got to do it.
Could it be egg in his face, though, if he goes to another NBA Finals and loses in 7 games to Denver, to Timberwolves, put in the Western Conference team that makes it to the championship? Would it be egg in his face saying that you're the best player in the league and then going out there again, losing another NBA Finals? Like, that's the only thing I'm worried about because, as we know, some of these players now, they're fucking, they take a little bit of a hit when it comes to their self-esteem when you knock them off that top peg, and now that he wouldn't be the top guy because player X came in here and dominated the finals and not him once again. I think that could be a real big slap in the face for Tatum.
Only if he lays an egg. If he goes out there and performs and they don't win, that's one thing. But if he goes out there and just, lays an absolute egg, has a Lamar Jackson championship series, like that sort of a thing, then you look like a tool. But if he goes out there and is the Celtics best player, and for whatever reasons in this situation I'm going to blame Joe Mazzulla now that they've lost, then I don't think people probably forget it.
The other thing, speaking of MVP voting, reports came out from All-Star Weekend stating that Tatum told Doc Rivers to give Jaylen Brown his minutes so he could try and win MVP. We all know if Rich was here, he would say something stupid like, this is dumb. and doesn't mean anything, but I think he's wrong. I think he's finally understanding the game. That is Jayson Tatum, and that it doesn't take one person to win a championship. It takes a whole team. Even Porzingis has come out and talked about how Tatum could drop 50 a night, but is helping out his teammates with open shots. I mean, step in the right direction. I think this is what we need. This is what we always talked about. It's not one guy, and especially with this team who's just loaded from the one spot all the way to the 5. They are loaded. And if Tatum's taking a step back just so he can make his teammates better, I'm all for it. I'm all for Jayson Tatum. I think, like you said, his nuts have finally dropped. He is a man. Yeah. He's playing with boys now, and he's going to hopefully make Banner 18 a reality come at the end of the season.
You know, if Porzingis is seeing that, I think it's clear that he's a serious basketball man. Like, he cares about the sport. He wants to win games. And if he's noticed that about Tatum, and he's obvious Porzingis is very good. And if he's noticed that and saying it, that he could do what he wants, but he's trying to play to win. Yeah. You know, hats off to Tatum. I like Jayson Tatum. He was drafted. What was it? Number two by the Celtics. Three. Yeah. He's a top 3 draft pick by the Celtics. You know, he's one of these guys, you know, we always talk about with the Patriots, get a guy, let's have him be on the team. That's what the Celtics have done with, you know, obviously Porzingis and Holiday are additions, but their core, they're 2 guys here that they've been there the whole time. You want to see them succeed. Now's the time.
How do you think that locker room is, though? If that's how Tatum's treating like the players on the court, man, that locker room must be a fun atmosphere to be around. It must be like one happy ass locker room, because with your superstar doing that kind of shit for the players that, you know, you're riding with day in and day out, that's something you got to look to and be like, all right, I'm fucking going to tip my cap. You know, before we used to just shit on Tatum all the time saying he needs to grow up. I think he's finally growing up, and I think he fucking sees the light. And in order to win, you need to build it around your team, and he's doing it right now.
Takes a few months to get the stench of Marcus Smart and Robert Williams out of the locker room, and I think it's happened now. I mean, finally, you know, people are timely. There's no more irrational outbursts. No. So I think a lot of things could be much better now.
What do you think the one thing would hold them back from winning a championship?
Are you baiting me right now? Is this a baiting? It's Joe Mazzulla. Okay.
I knew it was. I just wanted to hear it. I just wanted to hear from you.
Joe fucking Mazzulla. Okay. That's who it would be.
Well, the big 5-game challenge starts tomorrow night against Dallas. And
what about you, Raymond? What's going to hold back the Celtics? Where are you on this?
Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown has to play at a top. He has to play 1B. I mean, Tatum's obviously 1A. Jaylen Brown's
Porzingis is just 1B, and he all he has to do is be 1C.
Yeah, I think 1B. I mean, you saw last year. I mean, everyone saw that Jaylen Brown couldn't drive to the hole without turning the ball over. He couldn't go left. There was a lot of question marks in his game, and then he got that bag of money in the offseason. So now you got to prove it now. Like, now it's time. Because I don't think he's going to be here in a couple of years, because I don't think Wick's going to want to keep spending money like he is. I think Wick wants that.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is it a foregone conclusion that he's gone next year?
I think they can do it for another year, because Tatum's contract wouldn't go into effect until the following year.
Yeah,
it's like how Jaylen Brown's was. Like, you know how it was like, so now it's going to be Tatum will get the bag this year, but it won't go into effect till the 25-26 season, I believe. I'm not sure. I'm not positive, but I think that's how it's going to go. So I think you got 2 years with Jaylen.
It feels like Jaylen Brown's going to get traded to like one of these middling teams and just jock for numbers.
Like Marcus Smart.
Something like that. Not even like, well, I mean, he's not even jockeying. Like, you know, he's going to get traded to like insert, you know, like a Kings or like a random team like that, where you're just,
and he would love that too, because he thinks he's going to fucking turn that franchise around. But
like, he's going to drop and then just drop 28 and 10 a night, like, because I mean, he can do that in the regular season NBA, and then whatever the Celtics get back is what they get back. But that's what it feels like would happen, especially if they win the title this year. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
Well, it's hopefully they win the title this year, and we can figure that out next season, what to do with Jaylen Brown. But for now, let's throw it over to headlines with the obvious one. Thank you, handsome. The Celtics look to make it 10 in a row when they host the Dallas Mavericks Friday night at TD Garden. The Celtics are 27-3 at home this season. The Bruins are back home after a 4-game road trip. They look to end a 3-game losing streak against Bruce Cassidy and the Vegas Golden Knights. The game is going on as we record. The Red Sox spring training is underway in Fort Myers, Florida, and it sounds like they are in on Jordan Montgomery. Bullshit. Patriots are at the NFL Combine this week and has told people in the know that they are taking a quarterback at 3. And finally, on this leap year edition of sports history, in 1992, Boston's Ray Bork becomes just the 3rd defenseman in NHL history to score 1,000 career points with a goal and 2 assists in the Bruins' 5-5 tie with the Washington Capitals at the Boston Garden. This has been Headlines with the Obvious One. Back to you, Handsome. And thank you to Buffalo 40 for letting us use their music for these awesome segues. Robert, I throw it over to you. Let's talk some Patriots.
Absolutely. So, Raymond, as you know, the Patriots had their first representative at the Combine, maybe ever. That representative was the de facto GM, Elliot Wolf. And what I liked about what he said was he took a lot of the rhetoric we've been hearing from Mayo, and he actually gave it a little bit of context. He used the same words, but then kind of like described like a football philosophy behind some of the words. Example I'll give where he talked about a collaborative effort, all these things we were hearing from Gerard Mayo. He described how some of that collaboration will take place with the scouts and the information that then they'll pass off to us, and how then he'll make the decision. And him being the one that said that he was the one going to be making the final say, I thought was big news. What'd you think about that?
Yeah, it is big news. I thought we all know who's making the big calls here. It's not Elliot Wolf. It's fucking Jonathan Kraft. Jonathan Kraft has his fingerprint all over this. Let's not fucking lie. The Krafts are fucking ruining Foxborough, and it's starting to all come to fruition. Everyone's starting to see it now. Jonathan Kraft is a fucking boob. He's going to ruin this organization. When Kraft dies, I thought everything was going to change. Nay, nay. Nay, nay. Jonathan Kraft is going to drive this franchise into fucking terrible, terrible decades of shit until he sells it because he's out of money and daddy's money ran out. I fucking hate Jonathan Kraft.
Speaking of the Krafts, have you heard people's criticism that are saying, I've seen a lot of criticism that this new Dynasty doc, they're saying that the Kraft Entertainment put it out because it's basically making Belichick look like a villain and the Krafts looking like the heroes. Do you feel that way?
No. You know why?
I didn't either in what I've seen of it thus far.
I went out to dinner with the Queen on Saturday, and we were talking about this. I'm all Team Bill now after seeing this shit because the Krafts it's a smear campaign going after Belichick. They're all fucking saying, well, Spygate happened, we had nothing to do with it. And I told Bill, you got to go out there and apologize and say you're sorry for cheating because we don't like that around here. That's not the way the Krafts want to do business around here. Bullshit. Go get another fucking tug job down there in Jupiter, Florida, you douche. Like, I am so sick of how the Krafts are taking this shit.
I agree with you. So my takeaways with what I've seen from this particular documentary thus far, to me, don't paint Bob Kraft in a positive light. It made him seem like a big fucking meddler at the beginning, and kind of actually all the way throughout. He seems kind of like petty. And I don't think he doesn't. He says that all the in the Mayo press conference about how you appoint someone and you let them do your job. It doesn't actually seem like that's always been his philosophy. No. And you've mentioned some of his indiscretions, which I also like to bring up. There's actually seems to be a lot of things about Kraft out there that might not be that great.
No,
the Meek Mill stuff. What's up with that?
I hope we get that later on. The biggest episode everyone's talking about, like the final episode, how they're going to paint Belichick. No, I want to know how they paint the whole picture with Aaron Hernandez and how that whole thing was fucking handled. That's the one I'm looking forward to, which is probably like 2 weeks away. But that's the one I'm so interested to see how they dive in and say, because he doesn't want his hands dirty. He hates having his hands dirty. You saw it with how Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay, how he took the franchise tag, and it wasn't my call. This was Bill's doing, not mine. And then, the stuff going on with Belichick now, how he got released. I want to see how they handled Aaron Hernandez and how they get around this.
I agree with, I think a lot of the information that we've seen thus far, the information that we've gotten thus far on the Dynasty, I think the only new stuff is like hearing from Ernie Adams. We've never heard from this.
God damn, I fucking love Ernie Adams. So they need a 30 for 30 on that man alone.
He is epic. Okay. And he is so far that to me is really the only new information. I think the Hernandez thing, just from reporting about what I've heard, will be new stuff that we've never seen before from the documentary. Like the Spygate shit. Yeah, we fucking know about Spygate. Like, okay, that's not new. And like the '01 documentary stuff, like that stuff's been kind of like covered. It was just like new footage and like presented to us again. And we just haven't seen it in a decade because
Yeah.
when's the last time you watched anything '01 Patriots, right?
Yeah.
So as far as new stuff, I think the Hernandez stuff could be super interesting. And that's a good point there. That was a fantastic tangent we just went on there.
Sorry. Yeah. I know
No, dude,
definitely
do
going
not
the wrong direction.
apologize.
I'm sorry.
Wolf said a lot in his introductory press conference. Basically, he said he wants to be the Packers.
Never came out and said it, but he's pretty much said it.
Yes, he did. He said they said they want to be the Packers. For those that don't know how the Packers run their organization, draft and develop. They free agents is a bit of an afterthought. You sprinkle them in. The Packers have signed some high name free agents. They do that, but basically everybody they draft is good, and they re-sign them. That's really how it works for them.
Yeah.
What your thoughts on if the Patriots shift to that? Try and shift to that model.
Oh, they're not going to try. They are going to do that model because Elliot Wolf also came out and said that he doesn't. He values the quarterback position where you always have to have a second one there, pretty much, kind of like what the Packers did with Brett Favre drafting Aaron Rodgers. Even though Brett Favre wasn't on his way out, you get that guy, you train him, you get him into the system, you let him sit behind said quarterback for a couple of years, then you bring him in. They did it again with Aaron Rodgers, with Jordan Love. You draft this kid, you fucking let him developed and sit in a couple of years. I mean, I think Jordan Love sat a little too long, but that's just my opinion.
4 years, 3 years, 4 years.
I think it was 4 years, and then you bring him in. So I think you're going to see that here. You're going to see them take a quarterback at 3. I think that's going to happen, and then you're going to have. I think
it's a foregone conclusion. They're drafting a quarterback.
But I also think you're going to get in one of those big name, not a big name. You're going to get Joe Flacco. You're going to get Jacoby Brissett. You're going to get a Gardner Minshew. You're going to get some guy like that to come in here to be here for 2 years. So this said quarterback is it Drake May? Is it fucking Jaden Daniels? Who can sit behind them, learn the system, learn the philosophy of the game, and then plug them in 2 years.
Yeah, I think it's a foregone conclusion they draft at quarterback at 3. I would hope that the strategy is they're just going to put that out there, and then if somebody and maybe on the down low, try and leverage for an absolutely out of bounds deal that is just too good to pass up. Like the 3 1s in Jefferson trade, like some bullshit like that.
That you can't. You have to take that. If you're the Patriots, you have to take that.
It's if one of those deals comes along, but if not, I think they're going to draft the quarterback. I agree there. So with that whole draft and develop thing, Wolf let out another nugget. He said that the whole scouting approach, how they grade players, that whole shit's out the window. And described a new system. Basically, what he described the previous system as, is to put it in layman's terms, is the whole their grading system on how they do it was is this player a fit versus is he good. So now it's the system, instead of is this person a fit for here, is this person good? How good is he? So it's stack ranking with literally who's just the best football player down to the bottom and ranking everybody in between.
So you think they're going to do that with free agency as well? Sorry to interrupt you, but do you think
no,
you think this is going to be just strictly for the draft combine or draft?
I think it's strictly for the draft. I don't think the Patriots had that same thing in free agency. I think that was never reported that it was really about, like, of course there was a fit for the player, but that their grading system for current NFL players wasn't as stringent as it was for the draft.
Interesting. Very interesting. Hey, whatever. I mean, I think if you have a guy that doesn't fit your system or fit your need, you shouldn't be drafting him. If Caleb. So the big thing, I was listening to Felger Maz on the way home today, and they're like, well, a lot of people are talking about Jaden Daniels. A lot of his stocks rise.
I have a thought about this too. I have a thought, especially the relation back to Belichick. I just want to make sure I get that in.
Yeah, absolutely. But the Jaden Daniels thing, his stocks rise, and now the Commanders are probably in play for him. And then what if whoever gets the first pick, maybe Chicago gets out of it, and they really like Drake May. Drake May falls there. So now you have Caleb Williams at 3. Do you take Caleb Williams? Does he fit your program? Does he fit your style? He is a big baby back bitch. Is he going to be on this team? Is he going to cause problems because of his attitude? So I wonder if that's the whole. He was throwing that out there to let Caleb Williams know, you fall to us, we're not taking you, kind of thing.
That would be a bold move by the Patriots if they passed on Caleb Williams. Very bold. I bet if Caleb Williams was there, that's when the trade would happen, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, my Jaden Daniels, my big conspiracy there. So Elliot Wolf had his he talked about how he traded the grading system. That grading system landed us one N'Keal Harry, which was more about the fit. And why did the Patriots end up with N'Keal Harry? Because of the relationship that the Patriots had with who, or Bill Belichick, excuse me, had with who?
Herm
Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where Jaden Daniels started his career? Arizona State. Recruited
Damn it.
by Herm
Edwards.
And who is Bill Belichick reporting as his number one quarterback was? Jaden Daniels. I'm fucking out on Jaden Daniels. No, fuck him. He's trying to give us N'Keal Harry too. I'm fucking out on Jaden Daniels. No.
Wow. I didn't know that. Now I'm out too. You turned my fucking. I'm out. So, do you want Drake May then?
Out of those options, yes, I want Drake May.
Now, I know you don't have this in here, but there was also another rumor that the Patriots and Falcons were going to make a trade from 3 to 8.
I saw that, yes.
Or 3 to 9. I forgot what it was.
1 to 8, then draft JJ.
What the? How did this kid's stock rise so fast?
I'm telling you, he's going to absolutely skyrocket up. He is going to be seen as a crystal clean prospect. He is going to test. He's going to run fast. He's going to throw far. He's going to lift. He's going to do everything. He's going to be squeaky clean. Everybody's going to like him. He's going to get drafted in the top 10. He can
shocker too, because before all this happened, they were saying, oh, maybe early second round, late second. No way he's going to go third, but definitely a second round talent. Now he's getting talked about being in the top 10.
If Michigan played him the way that they played him, because they didn't need to have him pass. Their defense was so good.
Yeah.
Their running game was so good. They could beat everybody just playing defense and running the ball. Didn't even have to pass.
So
they didn't even need to.
So then how is his stock going up so high?
Well, so to your point, that's where his stock was based off of that. But now they're going to actually get this guy and see what he can do. And they're going to salivate over him. And he's going to get drafted just like the kid that went to the Colts because of all his tools.
Oh, Richardson.
Yeah, Richardson. Yeah, that's just it's a comp.
Yeah.
He's. Would I want the Patriots to do that? No. I think he'll be successful. I think JJ McCarthy will be a successful player. He's still only 21. He's young, so he still has room to grow. I think he'll be successful, but I wouldn't want to see him trade back for a quarterback just because traditionally that doesn't work.
What happened to Bo Nix and Michael Penix? What happened to those guys? Those guys were the top tiered quarterbacks that were supposed to go in this top 10, top 15 in the draft. And now all of a sudden you're not even hearing their names in the top 10. You're hearing JJ McCarthy coming in here.
I think Bo Nix is just Bo Nix. I think he'll get drafted in the second-ish round and he'll get some run and he'll win some games, but he's never going to be anything other than what he is. I think he's like a thrower, not a passer. He's just a guy.
Yeah.
I think Michael Penix, it's his injury history.
Yeah.
He's had 4 seasons ended with injuries to his shoulder and his knees. I think it's just all about the medicals. If his medical comes out that he can take a hit in the NFL and not explode, he'll probably be a high second round pick, maybe high first.
What's his how tall is he? Is he like 6 foot, 6'1"?
No, he isn't small. He's not small. I think he's probably, like your average quarterback, like he's like 6'3", 220, something like that.
Because I didn't realize Caleb Williams was only 6'1".
Caleb Williams is small.
Yeah, he
has a problem fumbling. He had an inordinate amount of fumbles. So that you know what that means? He's got small hands.
Nothing wrong with that. As we found out in the last show, nothing wrong with small hands, Bobby. Continue,
when did we
please.
talk about small hands? I don't remember a conversation about small hands.
I remember I brought this.
Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah. Well, you would probably fumble a lot.
No way. I got fucking ball security.
We couldn't keep you on the field.
Ball security, baby.
No.
I wouldn't be a quarterback. I'd be running back.
You have a running back build. Husky, low to the ground.
Thank you.
Dumb, dim-witted.
Thank you.
Short career.
Very short career.
I could see you having like 2-3 successful years blowing your money. And then like, in the 4th year, you're on your like 3rd team. And they're like, hold up. Why did we bring Langevin on?
Yeah. I feel like I'd be like a Doug Martin. I'd have like a really good one season, and that would
That's
be
a
like it.
phenomenal comparison.
Thank you, thank you. What
Doug
they call
Martin.
him? The something hamster.
Yeah, he was.
They used to call him
Yes.
something hamster, but yeah, that would be my
Doug
comp.
Martin. That was a
I'd be
good.
Doug
Yeah, you had a
Martin.
couple good years, and then genetics catch up with you.
Yep. And then you
Good for
just
you.
thanks.
Good for you.
Then you find that bag of Doritos, and you're like, "Fuck this, I'm done."
That was another good sidebar we went.
Sorry, yeah, another tangent.
No, please.
We're not here.
Please.
Rich isn't here to like cut it off, so we're just fucking
No,
going.
I know. Yeah, we just keep going with it.
Yeah, fuck
We
yeah.
just keep going. All right, my final major takeaway to discuss here from the Elliot Wolf interview was what he said about young players and how they need to play. So pretty much what he said is you draft your guys and you play them and you don't worry about mistakes.
Yeah.
You don't. Basically, what it sounds like is you're not going to go in detention if you fumble anymore. So that's good.
I like that.
What's your...
That's the one thing I hate about Belichick, to be honest with you, is like if you make a simple mistake by fumbling the ball, you get benched. Even if you're having like the game of your life, you make that one stupid mistake. Yeah, it's a mistake. You fumbled. Shit happens. And then you're benched and you don't see the rest of the field. And then you probably lose the game because one of your best players who's having the better games is now on the bench because of a stupid mistake.
Yeah, it totally stunts players' growth. If you're all about I mean, you have to stick with it. They're going to make plays, and then they're going to also make mistakes because they're young. But you also get the upside of it. But obviously, Belichick's whole thing was no mistakes, do your job, blah 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 blah.
Yep.
And 22-year-old guys fuck up. So yeah, you're gonna have to live with it. So that'll be something maybe that'll add a little bit more layer of excitement that we'll see moving forward. I don't know.
Yep.
That should be a welcome change. You know what else he did mention? He mentioned two people by name. You know who those two people were?
No, who were they, Bobby?
Mike Onwenu and Kyle Duggar.
Oh, both guys that they want back on this team badly.
Yeah. He specifically said that he wanted to re-sign him.
Yep. But you never hear that before.
No. You know who he didn't say he wanted to re-sign?
Ooh, was it one of the tight ends?
Yeah, it was Hunter Henry.
Ooh,
Elliot Wolf doesn't give a fuck about Hunter Henry. Didn't mention him.
Would you give a fuck about Hunter Henry?
No, I'd rather have like an electrician or a plumber. That's what I would rather have at tight end. No disrespect there, Raymond.
No, thank you. I didn't know you were throwing shade my way. No. I mean, it's been a
none
positive vibes only show right now, and I just didn't know if we're taking the turn for the worse. Okay,
none there. Yeah, no.
Oh,
but yeah, Elliot Wolf, he doesn't give a shit about Hunter Henry.
No, he doesn't.
called out other free agents by name.
Yeah, but would you? I wouldn't sign him to another multi-year deal.
I would re-sign him if it was beneficial to me as the team, because he is a good player, but I wouldn't prioritize him.
But would have said next quarterback that comes in doesn't really have a safety binky for the tight end position, and you need another stud wide receiver. Wouldn't you want to give that money to a wide receiver coming in instead of Hunter Henry?
I certainly would.
I don't even know what the market is right now for tight ends either, so I don't know who the big name tight ends are. But I think you can find lightning in a bottle.
I mean, I think Dalton Schultz is the big name tight end.
And there's a lot of guys in the draft too. I think you could get a guy later round, second, third round, if you really want to build this off. Yeah, draft him.
I mean, we'll put it this way: just the way I view it. I mean, so they got, what was it, Farrell Brown? He was their third tight end. Bring him back on a cheap deal. He was fine when he played.
He did great.
And then get signed two other guys like that, and then you're fine at tight end.
No.
Like the team has so many other holes. They just need to, like, you can't fix every position group this year. Tight end is a group where you can run out three guys and they can do a job. And will you focus on the key cornerstone positions, tackles, receivers, edge defenders, corners?
I just want to say how I've grown, because I could have had a litany of mother jokes when you just rattled off all that right there. And I was the bigger person and held my tongue and didn't say one mother joke. So kudos to me for being the bigger person nowadays.
Good for you. No, I've held back one as well. I had a good one later.
Rich yelled at me. He didn't yell. He just was his stern father voice. He said, we got to cut off on the mother joke. So I bit my tongue as you were talking about gaping holes and,
he's a big baby about mother jokes now that we've gone live.
Yeah, I know, but whatever.
Whatevs.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, and then Gerard Mayo spoke. Do you have anything to glean from that wonderful soliloquy that Gerard Mayo gave us?
No. You?
No. He didn't say anything.
No.
Thanks for that, Gerard.
Yeah.
Quick note: did you take a look at they released the games?
Of
who
course,
the Patriots will be playing, the home and away?
Every year I look at that because, as you know, my father and I take a trip every year to an away game.
Oh, where are you guys going?
Well, so I've hit a lot of those. I haven't hit Jacksonville, San Fran, Tennessee, or Chicago. The rest of them I've been to. Chicago's
Jacksonville blows. Don't go to Jacksonville.
well, I think it'd be dirt cheap to go to
It
Jacksonville,
would be
though.
dirt cheap if you're
Like,
going for
or like
price.
go for like a Saturday, like fly Saturday morning, go there, fucking get in the hotel and pretty much not leave, and then go to the
City of
game and leave.
Jacksonville might give you a rebate for showing up there, so that's
Yeah,
possible.
but Chicago's
You
the one
could
I'm
also
looking
get
at.
a lot of meth.
Oh well, meth's. I mean, you can get meth here.
Oh well, wait. I mean, you can try some Jacksonville meth. Might be different than what you're used to.
It could be a different taste, yeah. But yeah, I think Chicago's the one I'm looking at, Bobby. I'm looking at Chicago next year.
Yeah, I think maybe depending on when the game is. Chicago's a cool city.
Never been to Chicago. Never been.
Never been. No, Chicago's fun. It's a cool place.
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting.
That's what I've heard. So I'm interested to see. I mean, it's going to be a tough schedule. I mean,
have you ever been to the Great Lakes? Just have you ever been to any of the any place that borders the Great Lakes?
Yes.
It's just kind of cool because, like, you know how, like, literally how they build like directly up to the lake. It's kind of weird.
Yes.
The city is like up to the lake like that.
Oh, Chicago, you're speaking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is cool there. Cool food. Whatever. Obviously, there's shit to do.
Oh yeah. I mean, food's a must, but yeah, Chicago's the one. But I think it's gonna be a tough year next year. I mean, it's not a cupcake. You got Buffalo twice, you got the Dolphins twice, you got the Jets twice, then you got the Texans who were good last year, and then you got the Texans, the Colts. The Colts weren't that bad last year. Texans won their division; they're good. The Rams, I think they're gonna have a bounce back year. Seattle, again, new coach, new regime over there. Chargers, same thing. Then you go away to the Cardinals, who is going to have Kyler Murray back. Jacksonville's no slouch. San Francisco defending NFC champs. Tennessee, new regime.
And I agree. It doesn't look like the schedule of a team with the third pick.
No, it looks like a team that's going to get their fucking doors blown in every game, and it's going to be another
possible
5-12 season.
It's quite possible that we'll be discussing the Patriots' plan on a top 5 pick next year.
Absolutely. Well,
yeah, that's what I got for this. That's it. We're done.
Perfect. Perfect. Quick break. All right, Bobby. We're going to try to attempt to fix the Hall of Fame. Like I said in our opening take, my opening take, I went to the Basketball Hall of Fame. It was a fucking joke. I want to change it from the Hall of Good back to the Hall of Fame. So there's going to be a little bit of we're going to go dive down and see, and you can throw some things in here. But first and foremost, there needs to be a criteria to get into the conversation. You just can't be electing like baseball writers of Hall of America, just voting these guys in. There has to be some sort of criteria that you have to check boxes in order to even get your name mentioned into these Hall of Fames. So are you someone that you can plug onto a team and make them contenders? I bring this up with Devin Hester. He just got elected to the NFL Hall of Fame. You put him on the Carolina.
That was a bad one.
That's a bad one. You put him on the Carolina Panthers. Is he going to make a difference? Is he going to win games for the Carolina Panthers? No. You're a punt returner.
Fun. He'd be fun to watch when he was Devin Hester, but
he's not going to. You put him on the 2024 Carolina Panthers, he's not going to make a difference. They're not winning games. So that's my first criteria. You got to actually be a difference maker.
Yeah.
You got to put someone in there that's, you know what? This guy changed the philosophy. He helped the team win. He won games for his team. Devin Hester, didn't do that. Not even fucking close. So that's my first criteria. Agree to disagree?
I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree that should be something that the voters are taking into consideration.
Yeah, because we'll get to it, but there's another point I have later down the list that my last point. But your resume must include at least one individual award, either for your position or for the league, a la MVP. Like you need to be able to say, hey, I am the best shooting guard. I won shooting guard of the year. I won running back of the year.
Shooting guard of the year, an award.
No, probably not. I just talked out of my ass. I'm just trying to make an example of something, but like you won defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart. You have a chance to get to the Hall of Fame now because you were the defensive player of the year. I think that should be a criteria. You have to be the best at your position, not just mediocre and make Pro Bowls because 3 other quarterbacks got hurt and then your name's Mac Jones and you got elected to the Pro Bowl. That's this one thing that I hate. You have to have some sort of resume where you're great. Agree to disagree?
I agree. Let me for the Hall of Fame. I mean, first of all, baseball and football have gone off the rails recently with their Hall of Fame voting.
I think the fucking NFL's gotten terrible. The NFL's gotten
terrible.
way worse than MLB.
Baseball, I mean, the players that are getting voted in now, I at least am aware of these careers because they had taken place before I truly checked out of baseball. But yeah, with the NFL, it's crazy, like who they're letting in and calling Hall of Fame players that at one point, first of all, if you're going to be in at some point in your career, you had to be considered the best player at your position, the best, like. That's a fair statement. It doesn't have to be that you were Michael Jordan the whole fucking time, but like, if you were, your Brett Favre were for 4 years out of the time, you were the best quarterback.
Exactly.
Something like that. Like, you don't have to win a championship, but you would have to be like, if you're not winning a title in some way, then you got to be Dan Marino. You got to be that good.
No, I totally agree. Like Andre Johnson, does he check that box for you?
No, not at all. He was with the Texans, and then who did he go to? Like the Ravens after that? Like he was
I think he bounced around a little bit. Yeah, I think he bounced around a little bit.
It's just like he was a very good receiver. Like the only reason he was around when we were of that age where you care about every single football player and it's fantasy football, so these guys, but like he wasn't a winning football player. He didn't matter. He was just a guy. Like he is not a Hall of Fame player, and I don't like. Julian Edelman has a significantly. If he's in,
it's
Julian
not even because we're biased. Yeah, we're not biased by it, but Julian Edelman, I think, has a Hall of Fame career.
Well, 100%. It's just also you can't. Can you tell? Put it this way. A question you would have to ask: can you tell the story of the NFL whenever Andre Johnson's career was, whenever that was, X year to X year? Can you tell the story of the NFL without Andre Johnson in it?
Yep.
In Julian Edelman's career, can you tell the story of the NFL without Julian Edelman in it?
Nope.
No, you can't.
Nope.
Julian Edelman, Hall of Famer.
Yep. Going through the list, it's Dwight Freeney, who I think is a Hall of Famer. He was a beast when he would play for the Colts. He helped the Colts defense win that Super Bowl in, what was that, 08? 09?
That's
when he played the Bears.
Yeah. I think he's one of those names that you forget. I think you go back and you look at his stats and his accomplishments. You're like, all right, he's pretty good.
Yeah. Or 06. It was 06.
Yeah.
Devin Hester, I don't think belongs. Andre Johnson, I don't think belongs. Julius Peppers.
No.
Fringe. He's on the fringe. Patrick Willis, yes. I think he went to the Super Bowl back in 2012.
I don't know if Willis had the longevity for me.
He was a beast linebacker, though. I mean,
he was great, but I don't know his.
Do you think he's one of those things too? Is like he's on the cups. He's on the cups. Like if you're on the cups, I don't think you belong.
I have to go back. I don't know his career 100%, but for me, I know that when he played, he was a beast. I'm just thinking he was only really good for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, so the NBA also did theirs for the 2023 class, I think it was. So please hold. Oh, Rich made a mother joke. So yeah, I mean, again, it's just Pau Gasol's in there. Who else is in there? I'm trying to find it, and of course, it's bullshit that you can't find. Dwayne Wade headlined it. Yes, deservedly so. Dwayne Wade, definitely Hall of Famer. And then you got Nowitzki, Hall of Famer. Absolutely. Tony Parker, Hall of Famer. But yeah, so it needs to be something like that where there's no doubt about it when you don't look at the name and be like,
whoa. This is interesting now. So in a day which you've come out and slandered the NBA Hall of Fame, we're now in agreement that they're the only ones that get it right. Fuck it, Ray. Come on. Be better.
All right, well, this was my last thing, but the Hall of Fame, make it worth something. The NFL is pure gold. If you ever have a chance to go out to Canton, Ohio, go check out the NFL Hall of Fame. It's not in a strip mall. It's in a place by itself. It's not a strip mall. When you go to the Basketball Hall of Fame, you got a fucking Subway. You got this other fucking rinky-dink establishment
Isn't
in
there like an
there.
Uno's too? Isn't there an Uno's
There's an
pizzeria?
Uno's next to it. Yeah,
Yep.
it's like
There's a Chevy dealer too.
yeah, and then across the highway or the freeway, whatever the fuck you want to call it, there's the fucking casino. So it's really not there. It's just one of those things where,
Yeah, cool.
yeah, let's just throw this in here.
Isn't the Baseball Hall of Fame supposed to be the best one?
Never been, and I
Me
doubt
either.
you
No, but
have either.
I've never heard anybody say anything bad about it.
The other thing I had was no longer let writers who have their feelings hurt by players make it so they don't get these players in, a la the Baseball Hall of Fame. You got people like Barry Bonds who should be in. You got people like Alex Rodriguez, Roger Clemens, Sammy Sosa. All these guys should be in, but because their feelings got hurt, the writers don't want to get them in there, or the PED use. Who gives a fuck what they did? They were never suspended. They were never, maybe they did it during their career, but who cares? It made baseball exciting, made people watch baseball back in the day. That whole Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa home run chase back in, what was that, 99, I believe it was, when baseball was pretty much dying. But those two guys pretty much fucking kept baseball alive and had everyone watching. Oh, did you see? Did fucking McGwire homer today? Did Sosa homer today? I mean, that is a fucking Hall of Fame resume in itself. Just that one season alone for those two guys.
You remember that? I specifically remember that. That's when baseball was cool.
That was when baseball was cool, and you'd actually watch baseball, or you'd be watching. I think the NBA was on ESPN back then, and they would fucking take a break from it to see if Mark McGwire would hit a home run. Like, that was exciting times. That was like when baseball was thriving because of those two guys. Who gives a fuck if they're doing steroids or PEDs? Let these guys in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, let these guys in the fucking Hall of Fame.
You see the Barry Bonds head shrunk back to normal?
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you stop taking HGH. And also, my last thing, some years, there might not be players to be inducted. Who cares? If there's no one that meets the criteria, don't let them in. Let's not just have it for show so you can sell tickets to who knows what or whatever. Just fucking, if they're not Hall of Fame eligible, don't fucking let them in. Some of these guys just 100%. Don't belong into a Hall of Fame. They get the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of Good. And that's my rant.
I'm all with you there, Ray.
All right, Bobby. This or that after this. All right, Bobby, I'm going to throw a curveball. It's going to be this or that with the Bot Pod edition tonight.
Let's do this.
I just got something sent to me by someone, and I don't know what they're talking about, but perfect. This or that, Marvin Harrison or Jaden Daniels at pick 3.
Well, you heard I'm out on Jaden Daniels, so give me Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, I'd go Jaden Daniels. I'll take Jaden Daniels all day. I don't think Marvin Harrison's going to change the franchise around. I think you need someone to throw him the ball. So give me Jaden Daniels. Ohio State or Duke, Bobby?
What's the context here? Just as a school in general?
Their sports. You have to be a fan of their sports teams.
Oh, I'll go Ohio State.
Really?
Yeah.
I was trying to fucking cave you into going for Duke or something because I'd go Ohio State too. I fucking hate Duke. Hate everything they stand, especially after that fucking kid got hurt the other day because the fans stormed the court. Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly.
Cowboys or Indians?
Indians. My people. Cowboys. Obvious there. I see what you tried to do with 2 in a row. You didn't even sugarcoat it. You're coming after me twice.
Yep. Forced to watch on Sundays. NASCAR or women's basketball?
I'll go suicide.
I'll go women's basketball because I can get around that. I could watch that. Some of that shit's pretty good. This next one, I have a photo for you, just in case you didn't know who it was. Margot Robbie or Sydney Sweeney.
Which one of these two is who?
Sydney Sweeney is the girl with the large breast and black dress. Margot Robbie is the girl on the right with the Barbie pink dress.
We'll go Sweeney. We go Sweeney there.
Why are you going Sweeney there, Bobby?
I find her more attractive than the Barbie chick.
I'm going Margot Robbie. That is my crush. I will always go Margot Robbie. But Sydney Sweeney, she has something that is making it very intriguing for me to go the other way. Forced to participate in golfing with your wife or watching her favorite movie with her?
I'll go movie. Golfing is dumb.
I might go golfing just because I'll get enjoyment out of that. And, maybe she'll hit a ball once or twice and it'll be good. But my wife talks through every single fucking movie that we watch and, asks questions, even though I'd never seen it. And it's just like, please, God, please stop.
Bop, 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 bop.
Yeah. Denzel Washington or Leonardo DiCaprio?
Denzel.
Denzel faux show. What's a scarier natural disaster? Earthquakes or tornadoes?
I would probably go earthquake because you can't get away from it. Not that you can get away from a tornado, but it might pass right by you. An earthquake is everywhere.
I think a tornado. I'm going tornado because they scare the shit out of me. Tornadoes, they just pop out of nowhere. Earthquakes, you can take shelter or hide behind a door jam or something. Tornadoes, you're fucked. I don't have a fucking place to go to, so yeah. Give me fucking tornadoes are scary. Next one. I have another picture reference for you, Bobby. Ultimate Warrior or Sting? I bring this up because Sting is wrestling his last match this weekend. So who do you take?
What? So I have to pick between these weirdos on who's what? Who I like better?
Yep. There's only one right answer.
Give me the guy with the hair on the left.
Nice. That's the Ultimate Warrior. That's the right answer. Correct, Bobby. Last one. A little fuck, marry, kill. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Shannon Elizabeth.
This is the easiest question of the night. Sarah Michelle Gellar is murdered.
Really?
Absolutely. She's dead.
Really?
I would kill her.
Why?
Because she's useless. She serves no purpose in life. She's dead. And I don't believe she aged well either.
So she doesn't look that bad. She doesn't look that bad nowadays.
Well, fine. Well, and the rest of it, then Jennifer Love Hewitt, she can get it for a little bit, and then we'll marry young Shannon. There, she can stick around for the long haul.
Mine would be I'd kill Shannon Elizabeth.
Why?
She didn't have that longevity like the other two did.
Who cares about the career?
I don't know
about the career.
I'd marry Jennifer Love Hewitt and Sarah Michelle Gellar. I'd give her the limp.
Then why were you questioning me if you're killing her too? Oh no, yeah, you did. Okay, no, you was different.
No, I'm going to have intercourse. I was going to have intercourse with Sarah Michelle Gellar. I wanted to murder Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I killed her. She's dead.
I heard. I'm just very intrigued by that. I just didn't see that coming, Bobby.
I don't like your answers to that.
Clearly, you're not into blondes, which I get. So
no.
So yeah, that was quick. Simple minds. Simple minds of the week. After this.
Oh, back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
I will say, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, I do have family members with Down syndrome. It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. Bit of a day walker myself.
Are you stupid or something? I'm as stupid as stupid does.
Well, there you go. Simple minds of the week, Bobby. You usually have these, but I threw them out there for you this week.
Yeah, you did good.
I tried. This first one, I don't know if you saw this, but Wendy's introducing surging like prices like Uber. Talk about a death of a franchise. I mean, how can you not go there and expect a 4 for $4 deal? And now it's not a 4 for $4 deal. It's 4 for $24 because everyone and their mother wants it because they're high off their ass and they just want a little munchies. And now you fucking go to Wendy's.
Oh, hold on. They're going to charge you a different price based off the time of the day?
Yes, they are.
Scumbag.
You did not hear about this.
This is prey off of.
I mean, I have a different subscription than you probably do with, I do fast food all the time, but I'm trying to lose weight. But anyways, this came to me. I heard this the other day and I was like, are you fucking serious? So now they're going to do like Uber like things. Like if there's a high traffic time, they're going to charge more for their food. If it's less traffic time, then it's going to be back to like normal prices or another different price. But yeah, Wendy's is changing the fast food game now with Uber like prices.
They are scumbags.
I think it's simple. I think that's so Wendy's. We don't have like a In-N-Out or what's another one, a big burger chain out there in the West Coast. But Wendy's is pretty much our establishment of a classy fast food restaurant. And now you're going to take that away and make it like
a Five Guys or whatever, something like that.
Yeah, well, we have Five Guys. That's in Manchester. But,
yeah, whatever.
That's very pricey. It's going to be like Five Guys. It's going to be paying Five Guy prices for Wendy's food now.
Scumbags.
Think of it like that. Very well put, Bobby. Yeah, scumbags indeed. So like, I'm glad we're both on the same one. The second one I have here is
Yeah, what was up with these chicks?
well, this is in Venice Beach, and apparently this one lady was naked, butt naked, and was fighting this other woman who had a spiked club. So the woman in the tank top, as you can see, not the naked woman, was trying to fight this girl off. Obviously, drugs have to be involved. I mean, you're in Venice Beach, so something's going on. But yeah, she was trying to hit this girl with the naked girl with the club, and the fight ensued. And then the naked girl got it, and everyone was cheering and taking photos and videos of this girl. But yeah, drugs are a terrible thing, Bobby. Terrible, terrible thing.
Seem really bad. I think that's what Jacksonville's like, so I wouldn't go there.
Well, this is Venice Beach. This is on the West Coast, so it's not like
No,
Jacksonville.
yeah,
so this
I
is
know
more
it's a different place,
classy.
but I think
Yeah.
it's still. I mean, you mentioned drugs. I think that looks a little methy to me. So,
But you think it's you're in Venice Beach, so it's the good drugs, I'm thinking. So if you go to Jacksonville, you're not dealing with good drugs. You're probably dealing with the crack or something like that.
I think they got themselves some lowbrow drugs there too.
Either way, I mean, if you got a naked girl fighting off a fucking big girl, I mean, I'm going to watch that all day of the week. I mean,
Oh, of course. I know. I totally understand how it found your feed.
yeah.
Totally understand that.
TMZ always gets that once in a while. They give me that clickbait. You just see headline comes out, naked woman fights off. I'm like, whoop, 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 click, click, click. Yeah. There's not enough clicks for that. I fucking was just like, oh, what we got here? And then you see it's blurred out, and then you're doing like the 1998, you're home alone, your parents aren't there, you're trying to watch the scrambled TV, hoping you can see a nipple of some sort.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Speaking of that, do you remember when back in the day when they would give like those Showtime and HBO like sneak previews for like a month?
Oh yeah.
So then you would just wait until like 11 a.m. or 11 like at
PM
night
for the fucking the good stuff to come on.
The softcore porn.
Yep.
That was awesome.
I had a black box when I was youth.
Good for you.
Those were the days. My forearms got a workout back in the day when I had that black box, just so you know, Bobby. This has been the Simple Minds Sports Show Rewind, February 29th. Happy Leap Day. Catch us next week, same time, same station. Bye-bye.
So you said forearms, so you would switch sides? You didn't have like a preferred side?
No.
Either one?
Yeah.
You're ambidextrous?
I'm more lefty anyways, but yeah, if you got to give the righty
you're
fucking...
left-handed?
No, I just use my left hand.
To jerk off?
Yeah.
But you write with your right hand?
Yeah.
Why is that?